Before we get started with the build process, let's charge the included battery. We'll use the Spectrum S120 charger that came in the box. This charger can be powered from any USB port, but for fastest charging, a 2 amp USB power supply will charge fastest. Start by plugging in the USB, and then plug in the Type-C end into the charger. Now with our battery, we can plug in the IC3 lead. It is keyed, so it can only plug in one way. Also plug in your balance lead. The LED light will flash purple to indicate that it is charging. It will shine green when it is finished. Always use a lithium-safe charge bag when charging your battery. Charge on a non-flammable surface and never leave a charging battery unattended. Unplug the battery as soon as it is finished charging. To start the assembly of the aircraft, let's take off the propeller. This nose cone is a press-on fit, so if we give it a good squeeze, it should come right off. There we go. Now we can see the nut that holds on the propeller. We'll use a 10mm wrench to remove that. Now we can install the landing gear. We'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. To install the landing gear, we first need to loosen the nose gear steering arm screw. It is on the inside of the cowl. We can access that through this hole in the cowl on the underside. And just loosen that screw. You don't want to take it out all the way, but just loosened. Now we can remove the retainer screw. Once it's loosened, it'll slide right out. Now we can install the nose gear. The nose gear strut has a flat spot. This flat spot should face the front of the aircraft. Now, we can tighten that screw onto that flat spot. Now to install the main gears, we'll push the struts together and it'll make that loop smaller and can slide into the cavity on the underside of the aircraft. Push in all the way and release, and there should be no gap. Now we can begin the tail installation. Next, we can take the vertical stabilizer and put its struts right through those holes. There we go. Now we'll flip it over and insert the tail screws. We can just slide the screw in the hole, drop it in, and gently tighten. The screws should hold the tail securely, but do not over tighten. The clevises connect the control horns, which move our surfaces. Pull it apart and connect to the outermost hole. Then attach the clevis retainer so that it can't work itself loose. We'll do the same on the other side. Now we can begin the wing installation. We'll start by attaching the clevises on the ailerons. Just like with the tail set, we'll open it up and attach it to the outermost hole. Pinch it closed and then secure it. And we'll do the same on the other side. Pull the servo leads out of the tubes so that they're hanging down loose. And now we can slide our two halves together. Make sure we don't pinch or crimp those wires. There we go. Now we can secure the wings with the included plastic retainers. The larger of the two will go on the front side of the wing. I've already removed the adhesive cover, so they should stick quite well. There we go. And then the smaller of the two, same thing, slide on the back. Now we can mount the wings on top of the airplane and plug in our leads. They're labeled aileron L and aileron R. Just like in the plane, they're also labeled aileron L and aileron R. The servo leads are keyed, so you cannot plug them in the wrong way. With the wings centered on the fuselage, we can now attach it with our rubber bands. We'll use all 8 rubber bands to secure the plane. These next two, we'll make an X pattern to give it just a little extra support. and just keep going until you've used them all. The rubber bands reduce the amount of damage received from impact compared to a design with wing screws, and they are easily removed to take the wings off for easy transport and storage. It is recommended that you replace the rubber bands if they become damaged, frayed, or brittle. Install the included AA batteries into the DXS transmitter. Remember to check polarity, positive to positive, negative to negative. In our next video, we'll discuss getting the aircraft ready to fly.